Howze. Where's Harper? Get all the kids up there. That's how you do it.
All right. Thank you all for coming today. Can we squeeze folks in? Come on in. Come on in. Let's make a little room here. We can come on down if we need to. All right, folks, come on in. We got a whole lineup of speeches here in front of us today, so make yourself comfortable. You're going to hear a lot about why we're all Democrats and why democratic values matter so much to us. Let me just start off again by thanking MJ and the band. Give them a round of applause. And let's thank Frank and Linda on their 30th St. Patrick's Day party. Thank you, Frank. An incredible record of service to our community. And I'll thank my wife Pam, who's here, there, back, with our kids, Harper and Morgan's up here with me, and Catherine in the back there. And it's great to be here with you all and so many incredibly strong Democratic candidates we have in the 8th District that you're going to hear from shortly. Let's give them all a round of applause. Now, I have to tell you all know that elections matter. And let me tell you a couple of examples that come to mind. One is the election last November where we elected a Democratic governor who's now fighting to expand health care to 400,000 Virginians who don't have it. That's why elections matter. And we elected, by just a couple of hundred votes, a Democratic Attorney General who in very short order in a couple of months has transformed Virginia's position in leading us towards full equality for all Virginians. That is why elections matter. That's why this election that we're facing on April 8th matters too. This is going to be one of the toughest races we've faced in Arlington in a while. So we're all working hard to get out there to knock on doors, to call people, to let our friends and neighbors know, again, what's at stake and why Democratic leadership matters. Now, I was out knocking on doors before I came here today, and as I've been doing that, I've knocked on thousands of doors in this campaign, and there are really three things that people want from this election. One, they want leaders who reflect their democratic values. Again, equality, opportunity, shared prosperity. These things matter, and these are our democratic values, and they are Arlington's values too. Number two, that we deliver great local government, that we complete the promise that we have here in our community that we'll do things like have great public education, that we prepare for the future, we will invest in our community. And number three, that Arlington will continue to make long-term investments that secure the future prosperity of our community, not just for today, not just for tomorrow, but for 5 and 10 years down the road. That is the legacy of great leaders that we have in Arlington, like Senator Whipple, like Barbara Favola, like so many here in this room who have paved the way for the Arlington we know today. That is why it matters in this election. Because Democrats know that we invest in people, we invest in infrastructure, and those investments in turn create an economy and create a community that is healthier and can thrive and has great prosperity. That's why it matters. Now, in this election, we've got a Republican who's masquerading as an independent. Let's just be clear about that. Who's selling the same old Republican approach of just say no to public investments in our community. So we'll do a little multiple choice question here for you, and I'll read off. We'll do is this person a Democrat, a Republican, or an independent? All right. So what would you call someone who worked for a Democratic member of the Hill, who worked for Mark Warner when he was governor, who's been a Democratic precinct captain? What would you call that person? A Democrat, a Republican, or an independent?
Democrat!
Democrat, all right. This isn't hard. You guys got it. So, what would we call someone who worked for Republicans on Capitol Hill, who worked in the Reagan White House, who's been an active member of the Arlington Republican Party, who's donated to Tea Party members and Republicans from around the country? Would we call that person a Democrat, a Republican, or an independent? So it's important, I think. People say it doesn't matter in local elections, whether it's Democrat, Republican, or independent. I say it does matter. And it matters because local leadership is where government meets, sort of the rubber meets the road in government. So it matters on things like equality. Are we pushing forward on that in local government? Are we providing full benefits for partners as we move towards full equality in same-sex marriage? It matters on things like the investments we're making in education and transportation that move our community forward, that create economic opportunity. These things matter, and democratic leadership at the local level matters. So, with that, I know you all came to hear a lot of other speeches here today, so I'm going to keep it brief. But know that Arlington didn't happen by accident. And again, this legacy of democratic leadership we have in our community, of continuing to move Arlington forward, of investing in our community, is what's created the Arlington we know today, and that is the pathway to prosperity for our community. So I need your help in this election as we approach April 8th. We'll have more yard signs. We've run out. We're at the first 1,000 out in the community. That's a good thing. We've got more coming this week. If you want a yard sign, sign up on our website or send us an email. We'll get you a yard sign next week. Sign up to volunteer, to knock on doors and to call your neighbors. And I know a lot of the professional campaigns are helping out, and we really appreciate that. Next weekend we've got a great lineup, and we appreciate all the support. So let's all come together. Let's win on April 8th, and together we'll continue to move Arlington forward. Thank you very much.